This is Tamara Charisma Blankenship at Spoken Word Mini Stories Ministries. And today I will be talking on a different subject. But before I get to that, I'm just going to show you the intro of Spoken Word Mini Stories, meaning what is your story? What is your mini stories? Which is your ministry? Take back your power. Make your point. I don't post for likes. I post for looks. And get to know me as I get to know you. If interested, I'm a poetess and an author. You can get my book entitled My Story is Misty that Reveals My Truth and Love Poems, from Bookstand Publishing, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon.com. And I'm not just here for you just to support me with my book, but I'm here to support you in whatever your dream to write that vision, make it plain. And that's from the Bible, Habakkuk 2:2. And also, I'm a friendship, companionship, partnership, and a relationship with you with this Blankenship. So if you need to ever talk to somebody and need somebody to talk to, or would like to talk so I can do a speaking engagement somewhere, then this is my contact information. Okay? Okay, well, on my subject, I will be talking about looking for love in all the wrong places. And I know we all have looked for love in all the wrong places. Maybe starting with relationships such as not knowing who we are. And when we don't know who we are, we get to try to find our identity into other people besides ourselves. So we go through our lifetime, dating and looking for that love, but that love is really within ourselves. And like I said, if you have checked out my previous video talking about intimacy, with that, first you have to find out who you are, first, before, and you got to love yourself first before you can love somebody else. For example, and I'm a type of person, I like to be transparent. I'm not going to say something that I haven't experienced as well. Sometimes I kind of pointed the finger at others and had to look back at myself like, how I'm going to tell this person something, and then look what I'm still doing. And sometimes I knew the truth and stuff I didn't know business doing, but being me and being hard-headed and stubborn, I did it anyway. And when you do that and ignore the signs, and for whatever reasons, it's like a test. It's like you have to go back and take that retest, until you get it right. So say if it's a test of 20 questions and you failed it, but then you have the opportunity to take it in. So this time you probably done missed, maybe 10. And then maybe you have to take it again, so that's the thing I like about God, that, he give us, grace to keep on making these same mistakes, these keep on making a mess, but he still love us anyway, because he see that potential in us to make that right decision. But you have to make that right choice, over that wrong choice. The wrong choice in the end, you're going to have to end up eventually making the right choice. And if you just keep on making that wrong decision, you reap what you sow. So, back to, looking for love in all the wrong places. Me being in the relationships I was in, I didn't realize that I was, making the relationships over and over and over. And I'm not going to put no names out there and throw anybody up under the bus. But, like I said, the relationships I had, me not having a father, and I'm not just going to say me not having a father, but me just My father not in my life to kind of teach me certain things, about men and whatever. But I always got with men. Not saying they was bad men. They was actually good men in some type of way. They may kind of been, kind of controlling. But it was like I was always trying to fix them up like a stray dog. I was always just trying to fix them, take care of them, nurse them back to health. And then it's like by the time they got back to, being to stand up back on their own 2 feet and walk again, then they just left me, strayed and went to some other owner, and I was like, why is that? And then I end up, with my heart broke and was like, wow, like, but what I came to realize, but let me tell you this, the guys that I was with, even though, strays and me trying to take care of them, even though they left, they really did me a favor because it took for me to look within myself of why I keep on accepting this behavior. And really, I settled. Really, I was putting them before myself. Really, I was trying to love them so much that they can love me, but only of the love that I can have within myself, and forgot to love me. But you know what them guys did? I really don't have no ill feelings of all my exes, because after a while, all my exes eventually came back to me and was like, you know what? I'm sorry. You was just trying to love me, and I took advantage of your kindness and thought it was a weakness, but that weakness really made me, for me to have strengthness. But they was like, I'm sorry. They said themselves that they was messed up. And they said for me, the type of person, because I guess I'm a person with a good heart, and I even they treated me like this, which I allowed. I still cared for them, still went on with my life. But that's just the type of person I am. And they came back and they said it was just something about your love that I didn't appreciate you. I took you for granted. But they didn't realize that until after they left to come back to me. Not saying they're trying to came back to me, such as having a relationship with me, back again. But they just said, and I don't wish no ill feelings, because we was two broken people trying to fix each other when we only can fix ourselves and let God, do the healing and stuff. But I thank them. Sometimes we hold on to that bitterness of what somebody did to us, but it's for us to go through that bitter to get better, and for that person who harmed you, forgive, because it's really not for them, it's for yourself, to get your own healing. So like I said, after a while, you're going to start seeing, patterns of what you did. And sometimes you have to reverse that, that pattern to now get it right. So the next love you looking or not looking is already within you. And you will already have your boundaries, your standards. Sometimes we get too strong and we're like, well, I'm independent and I don't need no other man. And, because you haven't healed yet, you're still bitter about it instead of, being better about it. And I'm not saying everybody, they feel like they have to have somebody to make them whole because only God can do that. But what I did say, sometimes two is better than one. And if you meet that person as you heal, maybe at that time God will put that person, whoever they is, but you have to be open. You can't have your heart, closed, but you have to be open. And it's kind of frightening, especially when you have gotten your heart broken. And but if you really eventually want to, I just say seek God. Seek God on that person, because I've had guys came to me like wolves in sheep's clothing, and I thought they was like it, but you don't go off of just what they words, but what they actions. Are they willing to sacrifice, to commit? Are they willing to lead? Are we women, especially, are we willing to submit? But before we able to submit to a man, which is not our husband yet, but we have to submit to God. That man submit to God, and when we get married, we women have to learn to submit to our husband. And I'm just saying this from, I'm not married as of yet, but I'm just speaking it into existence. Sometimes we got to watch what the words we speak. Are we going to speak life or death? But with that, I'm going to go to my other slide. And this is me. Tamara. Adolescent. I was 24 years old in this picture, confused, insecure, felt unworthy. And this time, I know in my other video, I said I was going to show my face. So this is me. Hi. So I am 43 and going to be 44 this year in October. So 20 year, difference or so. And if I'm looking down, I'm just looking down onto my keyboard or, looking in at the screen where my webcam is up here. So, hey. So, yes, this is, Tamara. Tamara, she had to make mistakes. In my previous video, like I said before, I showed a little picture of myself when I was younger. I think I was 6, and people called me Tammy. And now this is Tamara. This is what I signed my signature on. Tamara. So this is Tamara. She kind of, I said in my previous video that I still a little girl within myself, but now this is Tamara, still trying to figure life out. Still trying to see what things is about. Still trying to find herself as a woman. And she's getting there. She's getting there. And there's one more person I have to introduce you to once I finish this, but that's going to be on my next video, of Charisma, which is my spoken word artist name, which God gave me the name, Charisma. Yeah, so, I was 24, didn't have no kids as of yet until I turned 25, and then I had my first child. She's 18 now. She was born in 2000. So I had her maybe a little bit after this picture, but she was, like I said earlier, she was trying to find herself. She was in Minnesota, I believe, at the time, working, temp jobs, just trying to make some money, and was making some good money, just, typing, but at that time, I still didn't know, who I was until, like, a couple of years later, until I came from Minnesota, back to Indiana. And, I like making the money, but, you still had a feeling that something is still missing, and you still don't know what it is. I believe at that time, I think I was still writing at that time, writing my thoughts, not knowing years later that I was going to write my first book. But like I said, I would get to that, in other videos to tell you the story of how the transformation of how I was able to, really the book was already within me. I don't know if you ever seen a book of Eli, and I'm trying to compare that to that, but we all have, like I said before, we all have that story, and then it all comes together, and it starts, making sense. And not saying you have to go out and be the next author or the motivational speaker, but like I said earlier, whatever your gifts, talents, whatever your purpose, whatever you've been through, God has a plan for your life. And I'm proudly to be used as a vessel, because I felt like I didn't have no one to speak that into me. So now I want to give back to you and speak into you to let you know that you can be used, even if you don't think that much of yourself. But like I said, I believe in you, and I'm not just saying that. I'm keeping it real. I believe in you, but you have to believe in you too. So some of my videos may be 15, 30 hour. It depends what I have to say and what's in me to kind of, get out there. So pretty soon, in a couple of videos after I tell my story into many stories, I have a surprise for you. And I don't know if anybody have done it yet, but I'm going to kind of take a stab on it and kind of do something different. And that's where you can interact with me on live. And if you have questions, or like I said earlier, one-on-one, because, I believe, restoring one soul at a time. Like I said before, a lot of motivational speakers, they speak, or you say you go out and you network. But I'm the type of person, I just want to make sure you still good after the meetings, after the conference. I don't want to be so busy and just out there that I'm not reaching back. But that's when I have where you can book. Some people, they charge a cost. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm waiting on the Lord to put that on me. But, if I can just get somebody, started to use their purpose on purpose to make a difference, not to impress, but to make an impact. Because like I said, you know, take back your power and make your point. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And this is Tamara, Charisma Blankenship at Spoken Word Mini Stories Ministries Incorporated. All right. See you next time. Bye.